Ingle is going to represent seminar on the topic of immunology. Next. So let's begin with the content. Here we will learn about introduction, organs and the cell of immune system, types of immunity, natural or innate immunity, acquired or adaptive immunity and immune response. Next. So let's begin with the introduction. So what is immunity? We will see the immunity. Immunity is the ability of body to protect against all the foreign particles which enters our body, such as toxic substances, bacteria, virus. We will see what is immunology. Immunology is the study of immunity. Next, immunity is all about the resistance power. What is the ability of body to protect or fight against the foreign particles of the body, environment which enters our body. Next. Let's see the organs and the cell of immune system. Organs. There are two types of lymphatic organs. First, primary and secondary, in which primary, thymus and the bone marrow are the primary lymphoid organs, where the secondary lymphoid organs we will see spleen, lymph nodes and marls are the secondary lymphoid organs. Next. Types of immunity. Immunity is divided into two types. Innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate immunity includes the barriers. First, such as anatomical barrier, phagocytic barriers, blood proteins, cytokinesis. As we will see the acquired immunity is also divided into two types. They are primary immunity and innate immunity. Primary immunity is also divided into two types. Naturally acquired and artificially acquired. Further, active immunity also divided into two types. They are naturally acquired and artificially acquired. Next slide please. Next, we will see the innate immunity. Let's begin with the innate immunity. Innate immunity is immunity which we get from the birth, or it is transferred from the mother placenta to the fetus. In this, it is not specific immunity. In this immunity we can see that heredity characteristics in the mother is directly passed to the fetus, in which it is also known as first lines of defense of the body, in which we can see there are the barriers, as I already told. First is anatomical barriers, which include the skin, mucus and tear. Later, phagocytic barriers include the neutrophils and monocytes, which protects when the antigen or bacteria inside the body is at the higher stage. These proteins work. Later, blood proteins are albumin and fibrinogen, where albumin helps the blood cells to stop the leakage of the blood vessels, where fibrinogen helps to, it is the clotting factor of the blood. Later, we will see the cytokinesis. Cytokinesis is none other than it's regulated our immune system. Next slide. We will see the acquired or adaptive immunity. Acquired or adaptive immunity. This immunity about what we acquire or get, or in this immunity we are directly exposed to the pathogen, and then later after this immunity comes towards us, we fight and develop the immune power inside our body, inside the body. In the term, immunity is ability of the immune system to adapt itself from the disease and certain pathogen. It is also a pathogenic specific immunity term as acquired immunity. Next slide. Here, types of acquired immunity. Acquired immunity divided into two types: active immunity and passive immunity. Where active immunity is divided into two types: naturally acquired, in which common cold is included, where artificially acquired, in which it is artificial. We can see that vaccination and smallpox. Here, vaccination and smallpox. We see in the early stage, due to the vaccination, smallpox occurs only once. Later, in the early stage, we did not find that the people is causing or survival for the smallpox. Later, passive immunity. Passive immunity, its immunity also divided into two types: naturally acquired and artificially acquired. In which naturally we can see that the fetus receives all the function towards the baby placenta, in which mother directly receives the antibody, means baby receives the antibody from the mother placenta. And in artificially acquired, we can see bone marrow transplantation, in which what happens, the bacterial or pathogen is developed in another form. bacteria and pathogen is developed in another animals which are directly or indirectly injected or transmitted to the various means in another organism that we see in the artificially acquired passive immunity. Next slide. The types of acquired immunity. Next. We will see the cells of immune system. Cells of immune system is divided into three types: T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte, and natural killer cell. Where T lymphocytes are matured in the bone marrow, where they are produce antibodies against the antigen and do not respond to the organ transplantation. Means T lymphocyte only work at the primary stage, we can say. And in the B lymphocyte, they are matured in thymus, where we see that T lymphocytes mature at bone marrow and B lymphocyte mature at thymus. There are major difference. They are directly attached to antigens or directed to the beta cell, B cells. Here we can see here only T cells are included. T and B cells are included. In the B lymphocyte, we can see that B cells are produce antibodies. In this, they are responsible for the organ transplantation. Natural killer cells. Natural killer cells are the react first when the pathogen enters our body. Then, if the other cells, such as WBC, are not activated, natural killer cells activated and work there. They present throughout the body and work in the absence of T diagram of adaptive immunity. As early, there are T cells and B cells. B cells also known as hormonal immunity, where it's exposed to the antigen and it is also divided into lymphoblast. It helps to form the memory cells and antibodies, where T cells of immunity are cell mediated and they are whole T cells released into the three types. Means they are worked into the different form of the major. If major, they are suppressor T cells, helper T cells, cytokine, toxic T cells. Means they are help the adaptive immunity to divide and function at the different level of different organism, different organ of the cell. Next slide. We will see immune response. Immune response is none again than the defense what actually body get acquired or defense, in which there are also two types: humoral, which is also known as antibody mediated or cell mediated, in which we said humoral response and cell mediated, hormonal mediated and cellular mediated act as a conjugated and opposite. Human immune response is how our body recognizes or defends against the bacteria or the substance appear as a foreign or harmful bacteria. Next slide. We will see that immune response is none other than the third defense line of the system, where when at the time when the foreign particles enter our body, it is defense as a primary or secondary. At the primary stage, it is there is no memory cells are present, so it is for the early and short duration, where the secondary immune response is for the long term, because there is the memory cells which stores the pathogen information which is affected early stage, where the loss of millions of cells takes place, where we see that cell mediated and antibody mediated. In antibody mediated, the immunity involves the production of antibodies. Means in the antibiotics are produced, such we can see in the blood, freely floating in the blood stream or inside another organs. Next, cell mediated immunity. Immunity controls the cellular pathogens, where the primary T lymphocytes also but the macrophages and natural killer cells, where is defined as the immunity that can be transferred from one organism to another by the lymphoid cells or by the serum of the body. Next, where early we can see that primary innate immune response. The primary immune response lists for the 14 days. It is generated from the memories. Means generation of memory cells is not specifically occurred here, due to which there is the involved in the formation only just for antibodies. It occurred just for a short period, and in secondary immune response we can see that here it is occurred at the third or second time or fourth time in the person, in which at this point immunological memory is developed, due to which harm the cell at the